Hi, Nikki here, and today's Lunch and Learn, I am talking about packages and prices. Now, I've talked a little bit about this before, but I've had loads of questions recently, so thought I'd just explain how I go about creating packages and why. So, first of all, I want to say I'm going to talk a little bit about single consultations because we taught that at college to offer a single consultation plus a follow-up, and you go through college doing that, and then you come out of college, you do it again, and it does not work in the real world. It is fine if you want to do it as a hobby and you don't really want to work with clients long term, but how many clients can you help just in one consultation? You just can't. So it doesn't work in the real world, and it may take a while for you to realize that, and you may realize it already, but just don't know quite how to package up your services. So hopefully this will be helpful. So the reason it doesn't work is the client isn't committed. So they're just coming along, paying a small amount, and they're not committed financially or emotionally to what you say. So they're going to take or leave what you give them, unlikely to get results, unlikely to return to spend more money or tell others about you because you're probably going to give them too much and overwhelm them. It's no good for you because you only have limited time to help this person. How can we help someone in 1 hour? We can give them a bit of advice, but we can't really do much more than that. Can't do any transformations, which is what we're about. You don't know whether they're going to come back, so you're probably going to give them a massive amount, give them everything you know to help them. And that's just going to make sure they don't come back again because they're going to be overwhelmed and they're not even going to look at it. Secondly, you're going to be doing a whole load of work for a tiny amount of money. So if you do the maths, how much are you actually making per hour once you've done your prep, spent an hour with the client and then written up a plan? Probably no more than minimum wage, which is exactly what happened to me when I first started. I did the maths and thought, hang on a minute, this isn't adding up. This isn't sustainable. So yeah, money-wise, rubbish. And how are you going to help them further without having another sales conversation? So you've had one sales conversation to get them in for your hour. Now you're going to have another one to get them working with you again. Who needs that when you're trying to help somebody in the middle of a consultation? You don't want to do that. It changes the whole vibe, the energy of the hour with them. You want to use that time to be helping them and not talking about money again. So packaging allows you to package up your services in a way that gets them better results because they're committed, allows you to earn more because you can charge more for that. It allows you to work less because you've got one client instead of 20 or whatever. And it allows you to have a bigger impact because you can go deeper with that one client. You can go at a slower pace. You can get them better results because the client's more committed. The client's going to be more compliant because you can drip feed the changes and not overwhelm them. And you're going to feel more rewarded because your client, you can see your client making changes and improving in front of you, seeing that transformation happen. So packages are the way to go if you want to build a sustainable business and be here for the long term and reach more people. How do we create our packages? We need to be thinking about three things. Firstly, we want a package that gets the best results for our ideal client and our niche. So whether you're in hormones or gut or skin or autoimmune or mental health, or whatever it is your niche is, you will have an ideal client avatar, right? That's what we've been working on that's what I work on in the challenge, the 5-day challenge, and that's what we work on in the foundation program, is getting really specific about our ideal client, because that not only helps with our marketing, but it also helps us put a package together. We want the best possible package to get our ideal client the best possible results. And if you had no money worries or no time restrictions, what would that be? What would that package be? Would it be a 3-month package with some tests included? Might be a group package working with others. It might be 12 months working with you day in, day out. Depends on your niche, your ideal client, and what they need. So it'll be different for everyone. So we are in the hormone space, so we have kind of a 3-month package, but we don't really put a time limit on it. We have 3 hours support instead of a kind of 3 months. So some people take 6 months for that 3 hours. Some people do it in 6 weeks. So it depends, because every single client you see will be different. So you have to be a little bit flexible in terms of your package. But we have a 3-hour package and we have tests included in that, especially for hormones. So we have a hormone test package and we have a kind of gut and hormones test package as well. So we put the test in there because we know that it gets the best result for our clients. Because once we know what their hormones are up to, we can get there quicker, right? So we always put tests into our packages because that gets us the best results. Yes, they're going to be more expensive, but if you're confident that it's going to get the best results, then that's what you offer. That's what we do. So we are really, really confident in our hormone test package that it gets great results. And if it doesn't get great results, then we can change it. But at the moment, it's doing really, really well because we get underneath and we know what's happening with the tests. So that's what we put together. You could have something completely different or whatever, but get the package that gets the best result for your client. Number two, you want a package that's easy to explain and to sell. Otherwise, you won't have any clients doing it. So the less, the better. If you're confused, don't create 10 different packages and then give them a choice. Never give your client a choice because they are tired, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed out. They want you to be the expert. If you're the expert, why are you giving them a choice, right? You're going to give them the best possible package for them, right? So there is no choice. So I only ever give them one option because that enables them to make a decision. It's either yes or no. It's not, do you want this or this or this, right? You can have 2 or 3 or 4 packages in your head, but only offer the client one, because then they don't have to make a decision. It's unbelievable how hard it is to make a decision when you're offering 2 things that they don't really know much about. Okay, so you're the expert, you tell them what they need. And then lastly, make sure it's priced properly. I'm going to start talking about pricing next, but you need to get paid your worth. Pricing is absolutely key. You don't want to undervalue what you've got. You don't want to overprice it so that it's absolutely impossible for the client to say yes. But I have found that the more the client invests, the better the results you're going to get. And the better the results they get, the better you do in your business because of referrals and testimonials and just that massive impact that you're having. So how do you price them? Well, first of all, we don't undercharge because that's what we all do. The undercharging thing in the NT world is just so prevalent. It's just awful because there are many things that undercharging makes happen. Firstly, it attracts the wrong clients. So what I mean by wrong clients is the kind of ones that want the quick fix. They don't want to invest in themselves. Generally, you can call them tire kickers or whatever, but a lot of people want free advice or cheap advice. You're not going to get the best results with those kind of people. You can give them they can have your free stuff, but when you're working with people, you want the best, most committed clients, the ones that will do what you say and get the results. So you don't want to be undercharging because that attracts the wrong people. Undercharging also makes it very easy for the clients not to do what you're telling them to do because they're not financially invested. Results come with commitment, either emotional or financial commitment. But the more you charge, the more committed your clients are going to be, believe me. Undercharging also undervalues not only yourself, but the whole industry. And I really want to ram this one home because when I see someone undercharging, I know why they're doing it. They're not very confident or whatever, or that's what they're used to, or that's what they've been told. But it undervalues the whole industry. It damages all of us. So we need to stop doing it. And charge what you're worth, and that's more than you think that is, because often we undercharge because we don't know our worth and we don't really see our value. But the value that we have is enormous, much bigger than you know. It's not only your knowledge and skills that you've been honing for years and years and years. Even if you just come out of college, you've just spent the last 3 or 4 years studying and pouring your heart and soul into this, plus your bank balance as well. But it's also the value of what we offer. We don't just change people's diets, we transform their lives. We change things that they didn't think would be possible to change, give them more energy, change their relationships, make them better mums, have more chance of career development. And giving them, some of my clients have had more energy than they've ever had before and are able to leave their jobs and start their own businesses. It's huge what we do. It's priceless. So we have to value that. Undercharging as well, and you'll resonate with this, I'm sure, you start to feel resentment because you start to work too hard for the reward that you're getting, and then that just builds resentment. And we start resenting clients, which isn't a good place to be. Their energy is not good. So how do we price our packages? Well, we want to price it on results and not time. We're not charging by the hour, we're charging for results, all right? So we want to think about the outcomes of working with us. What do they get? What value does that have? And it's more than your £50 an hour, whatever that is, all right? We don't want to be copying anyone. We don't want to be Mrs. or Mr. Average or cheap. We want to position ourselves as premium. And that means we can help more people by having more money in the bank, but also having the expertise that we will naturally acquire as we become premium and we have a niche and we become an expert in one area. Nobody wants to buy the Primark handbag, they want the Gucci handbag. Nobody wants the clapped out old Fiat, they want the Rolls Royce, right? You wouldn't go to a GP for a specialist skin condition, you'd want to go to a dermatologist or a specialist in that area, right? That's where we have to position ourselves as premium. And then when we're premium, we can charge more. We also need to factor in the cost of the client not getting our help. Continued suffering, failed relationships, poor performance at work, being a grumpy mum, which was my particular one. So what is that? What is the cost of not getting our help? It's huge, isn't it? So people will pay a lot for that kind of priceless transformation. And when it comes to packaging and pricing, if you've not done it before, I get that it's quite scary, because it was for me at the beginning as well. What I'd say is trust the process, try it and see, experiment. First time I asked for my package price, I went from a single consultation of £95 up to a 3-month package of £1,500. Can you imagine the first time I actually asked for that? I was literally, first I didn't believe anyone would pay that, and secondly I was terrified of just even speaking that amount of money. But when I offered it to a potential client, she said yes. Everything changed. The process works. And she was one of my best clients. She got great results. She told everybody. She's still telling everyone about me 7 years later. And that is what you get when you work with someone at that level. So try it and see. And then if you're really nervous about increasing your prices or pricing your packages, then start off at kind of, on the edge of your comfortable zone, because we need to get uncomfortable to grow, but start off at the edge of your comfortable zone and then increase your fees every time you take on a new client, because your confidence is going to grow each time. So I hope that helped, and try it and let me know how you get on, and good luck. All right, I'll speak to you next time.